Leader bike talk, baby.
Hey guys, we got 5-0 right here, man. Gotta take it easy in the park. Yeah, today I want to talk about leader bikes. I know a lot of you guys love to talk about leader bikes. You like to leave a lot of comments. And you want to say that anybody that rides anything less than a leader bike is a pussy. Only you guys are the tough guys on the leader bikes. But I just wanted to I wanted to dedicate this video to leader bikes because I don't think I really had just an entire video talking about leader bikes. CBR 1000 RR. Okay, the bike looks great everywhere except for the front of the bike, the front fairing. I can't stand that flat pancake front fairing. I'll tell you, the Honda made the best looking CBR 1000 RR with the 2007 and older. That's the last bike they made that was good looking, was a 2007. One thing that the CBR 1000 lacks is it lacks the electronics package. And I know a lot of you guys you guys really like the traction control and the power modes and all that. Personally, I don't. I think it reduces the reliability of a bike, in my opinion, and I think you really don't need it. But a lot of you guys will argue and say different. I mean, back in the day, nobody had that shit on their bikes, and we all rode fine, you know. But if you really need it, then so be it. That's your personal preference. But personally, I could do without it. So that's one thing I really love about the Fireblade, is it doesn't have the electronics bullshit on it, you know. And it has pretty much the same setup as far as comfort as this bike. It has the race clip-ons. It has a comfortable seat. I sat on the bike at the dealership, and it felt good. It felt very similar to the CBR 600 RR, you know. When I sat on it, I was like, wow, this doesn't feel all that much different than my bike. But it lacks a fuel gauge. I don't know if they put a fuel gauge on the Fireblade, fixed the front end, and had a really hot color scheme, I'd be inclined to buy a Fireblade. But there's, you know, for me to pay probably extra $1,000 to $2,000 for that bike, you know, used, and have to pay a little bit more for insurance, it doesn't make any sense, you know. Yeah, you get what, 0 to 60 in 2.7, because all I'm concerned about on the streets is the 0 to 100 miles per hour performance. Because anything over 100, baby, is problems for you. You know, you're looking at getting your bike impounded or having a huge ticket and serious points and all kinds of issues with anything over 100. But I really like to get up and go. That's one reason why I switched from a 250 to a 600, was because I like to get up and go. You know, this bike does 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, and it's quick, fast. I love that. You know, getting off the line quick. And the Fireblade does that in 2.7 seconds. It's not even a full second faster than this bike. You know, it's what, a half second or less? From 0 to 60 and 0 to 100, I think it's no more than a second faster. I mean, the real power performance you get on that bike, on a leader bike, is going to be from like, I don't know, like, you know, 60 to 100, you know, 60 to 150 or whatever. And that's delegated to the track. I mean, you don't want to be doing those, you know, like I said, anything over 100 on the streets. It's just stupid. But yeah, on the track, for those of you guys that ride both street and track, yeah, that's cool. You know, that makes sense, perfect sense, you know, because you're really going to have fun with that extra displacement on the track. But on the streets, really not so much. You know, maybe over a R6 that has, from what I hear, shitty low end power, but this bike is pretty good with low end power. And if you don't believe me, ride one for yourself. And I'll show you in this video my 0 to 100 performance. 0 to 60 time trials, baby. We're out here in the good old Ohio country. Let's get it, baby. This bike hauls ass off the line, man. And but getting back to the leader bikes, the ZX-10R, the current ones, the 2012, 2013, the color schemes are hot on that bike. I really like the white and black and the green and black. Really hot, but I don't like the front of the bike. It looks like a bull to me. I don't know, it looks kind of fat looking. I don't really care for it that much. And but besides that, I mean, it has all the electronics bullshit. You know, that's not my thing. Some of you guys like it, but to each his own. I don't care for it. But besides that, the bike, from what I hear, it's awesome. It's great performance. You know, I haven't heard anything really bad about it. But the Yamaha R1, good looking bike. I think the front has the it looks evil, looks cool. I don't like the rear of the bike though. I don't like that double tail exhaust shit. I like under tail exhaust like my bike, but I don't like the dual under tail exhaust. I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, but, and I don't like the sound of the R1. You know, that cross plane shit. I know I'm not gonna say shit, because from what I hear, it really has really great performance. A lot of people love that unique sound it has, but I don't like it. It doesn't have that deep bass to it. But that's just my personal prerogative and preference. But you know, as far as the Suzuki Gixxer 1000, Suzuki GSX-R 1000, I want to piss off some of you guys that hate when I say Gixxer. Shit, I can't help that the bike is the official bike of the hood. I guess that's where the name Gixxer came from. I don't know. But the Gixxer 1000, the GSX-R 1000. I don't like the Cyclops headlight. That's one thing I don't like about the Gixxers, and that's just my personal preference though. I don't like it. You know, as far as the European bikes, they make the hottest looking bikes. I'll be honest with you. The leader bikes that stand out to me that looks the best, I would say, is the BMW S1000 RR. That is a hot bike in the baby blue. Woo! That's fire, baby. I love that baby blue. But the BMW S1000 RR, if you ever have any problems with it, man, the parts are not as available as it is with the Japanese bikes. So if you have any problems with that bike, your bike could be down for a little bit. And I'll tell you this, I have a friend that has a Triumph Daytona 675R, and his bike, he had some problems with his bike in 2012, and it was sat in the shop for 2 months waiting on a part that was on back order. That's what you get when you mess with the European bikes, you know. And a higher cost of maintenance on those bikes. So, but from what I hear, with the BMW S1000 RR, is actually the insurance is cheaper for some reason. I heard in some cases it's actually cheaper than it is with the 600s. So go figure. I don't know, but that is one bike that I really love. You know, I get, as far as the looks of it, and from what I hear, the performance is amazing on that bike. But for the streets, like I said, it's way too much for the streets. You know, for the track, if I ever got into track riding and I became really good at it, and I felt like I was ready to upgrade to a leader bike, that could be the bike. Most definitely. But for the streets, no way. But the Another European bike that I think is really hot is the Aprilia RSV4. I think that's a really good looking bike. Really hot design. But from what I hear in the reviews and the Supersport shootouts is that it's not too good on the streets. You know, it heats up a ton. It's uncomfortable. You know, so forget that. The Ducati Panigale. Awesome looking bike. That bike is sex on wheels, man. Just the look of it. And I'll tell you, the Italians, they really make good looking bikes. Same with the Aprilia. I think that's Italian as well. Good looking bikes. But man, as far as owning that bike long term, you're paying some serious costs for maintenance on that bike. That's no joke. Probably an oil change on that bike is probably like $600. I wouldn't doubt it, man. You know, anytime you're messing with Italian machinery, you know you're going to be spending a lot of money. But if you can buy it, you should be able to afford it. That's what I say. But yeah, that's pretty much the insight I have on the leader bikes. And you know, I'm not one of those guys out there that's gonna buy a leader. I know some of you guys, you buy a leader bike to boost your ego. I don't know, you have maybe some insecurity issues. You want to feel tough on the streets. You know, you want to feel like you have a bigger dick riding around on the leader bike. But that's definitely not me, man. You're talking about somebody that rode around on a 178cc Chinese scooter. I could give a shit about what people, how they perceive me on my bike or whatever. And I feel sorry for guys out there that buy a motorcycle to try to be more macho, because that's really sad. You know, you want to get the bike because you love riding it and you enjoy the riding experience. You love your bike. That's all that matters at the end of the day. It's your happiness riding, man. You know, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Like I said in my other video, my last video, you're always going to have haters no matter what bike you get. You can ride a Panigale around town and, you know, somebody's going to be like, ooh, look at that poser over there. He thinks he's cool, or, you know, there's always going to be haters, man. So, you know, it doesn't matter what I say. It matters. All that matters is what you want and your happiness riding. That's all that matters. But that's all I have for you guys today. So if you want to add to the conversation and talk about leader bikes, hey, let's talk about leader bikes. But so until next time,
guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Subscribe to my blog over at CycleCruza.com for tips and great deals. Also, click like on my Facebook page for new updates, and that's Facebook.com/CycleCruza1.